All right, welcome to episode 23 of the Raw Apes podcast. I'm here with Raul, the UFC gym owner at Long Beach, and one of his main training coaches and business partners. Introduce yourself.
Hung Vo.
And Raul's been owning the UFC gym for how long now?
Now it's been since October 2017.
October 2017. Okay, cool.
Years.
So let's first talk about your background in training. You know, how long have you been training, or when did you start training?
Well, I met Rampage at a club in like 2002.
He would always party, huh?
Yeah,
Like back, it's still right, but
Yeah, no. I'm very tired. Old. Stopped that long time ago. But yeah, back then we used to party every weekend, and then I met him up in LA at Club Century, and he has a thing for Asian girls, and we had a bunch of friends with us, so I ended up getting his number and bugging him every day for about like 2 weeks, and finally got down there and started training with those guys. Lotus Club in Newport, and then back then Colin's gym was Punch Out in Tustin, so
Okay.
This way back when, before this is when I think Rampage just had beat Kevin Randleman.
So, you said that was in 2001?
3 or 2002.
Oh, okay,
If I recall,
2002.
It was a long time ago, man. So
Yeah, so that was back in Pride when he was fighting in Pride. So
yeah.
before that, you didn't have no martial arts training, or you had some
I
martial arts training?
played a little bit of football in high school, but I was a little too small.
Oh, you're right.
A little bit, If you don't know me, I'm like a little 5'4" Asian dude, so probably laughing at me about talking about football. And then I didn't find sports till later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you started training once you linked up with Rampage.
Yeah, I started doing jiu-jitsu probably like 3 or 4 years solid. Got like blue belt, and then I wanted to fight MMA. So Colin was like, "Yeah, you gotta train Muay Thai," and then I just fell in love with that. And then I was gonna fight MMA, but I lost my eye before I got a chance to.
What?
Yeah, so I had a detached retina, multiple, had like 6 surgeries.
Damn.
In 2009, just when I was getting good.
Dude.
Into my prime, and it was like,
How did that happen? Like, obviously, was it in sparring or in a fight?
Yeah, well, I was helping one of my buddies, Roby Adanza. If you know Muay Thai, you know who Roby is. I don't need to, but yeah, one for.
Well, I don't watch that much Muay Thai, and maybe some
He's
of the
like
guys.
a legend in this, American Muay Thai. He fought like Kevin Ross, gave like crazy.
Oh, I know Kevin Ross.
Well, he fought Kevin Ross like way back when. This is probably like 2004, 2005, and he's a 115 pounder. And Kevin fights at 147s. So imagine like
115 and
yeah,
147.
They met at like 130ish.
Still though, that's a huge difference.
He had like water bottles in his pocket to make weight, like you know what I mean. He gave up by like 20 pounds and it took Kevin distance.
Oh
so
shit!
He's like, and then he was like former WBC champ in multiple weight classes, world champ at a certain point.
Damn.
He was a Golden Gloves champ before he did Muay Thai. So
shit.
He had like sick hands.
Oh damn.
So I was his training partner for a while, and we go at it. We're boys, like we go at it.
Damn.
Yeah, but
So what was it, like a punch or a kick or?
Yeah, I remember I was slipping his right hand. I threw overhand. I was stepping out to my left, and I went back to it a second time. And he caught me with a right hook. He threw it where I was going. So I hit a move on him, and I went back to the move one more time, and he hit me right in the eye.
Damn.
The next day, it started getting dark, and then I just had trouble after each surgery. It would detach again. So it had a whole hard time. The doctors keeping my retina attached. So I have like colors now. That's about it.
Damn. So how good is your eyesight on that left eye?
I see colors, like like a shower window.
That?
Yeah, like that. But with a sharp image on top of that.
Oh
so
shit!
That's really weird. It took me a few years to like really find my depth perception. Because you need 2 eyes to have depth perception. So
yeah, I'm like, how are you driving from Orange County, bro?
well, yeah. Yeah, I'm Asian too, so man, that's hard, bro.
I'll be like, damn, with like the eyesight like that driving, like, damn, that's just tough.
Asian and with one eye, shit.
Try riding with him in the car, bro.
You guys in trouble.
Like sometimes I'm driving, like, you know, like you're rubbing your eye,
Yeah.
and you're only seeing with one eye. You're like, you can't drive that
Yeah,
good.
I can't rub my good eye right now. Let's see, bro.
That's it. Like,
Yeah,
make
my
sure.
life changes a little bit with one eye.
Make sure you don't get like pink eye on that right eye, then you're screwed, bro.
Right,
Both
for
of
sure.
your vision's not gonna be good. So you started training with Rampage,
No, yeah, Team Oyama.
and so Team Oyama. That's when Rampage was actually like when he would throw more knees, more kicks
Well,
back
when
then.
he went to a boxing trainer from a Muay Thai trainer, what's gonna happen? You can just
Yeah,
find how
is
to
that's
train.
when he went to London, right?
Yeah, he went to like that. What's that guy?
What was it? Wolf's Layer or Wolf something? That's the one in London when he was training with Bisping.
Yeah, he was bringing those guys, but like, yeah, he was a way more complete fighter, I think, when he was with us for sure.
Do you know like why he moved?
They just had a falling out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Well, like, to be honest with you, we would watch film like on Shogun before he lost to Shogun,
Mhm.
right? And then, like, hey, watch this guy. He's pretty good. This is after he like had fought Vanderlei, right?
After the
One of the first times he fought,
Yeah.
So we fought shoebox like literally, and we've been fighting shoebox for like 20 years. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, so. And Rampage wouldn't watch tape, he'll fall asleep.
Fuck, dude,
After he
yeah.
lost. I told you this kid was good, bro. Like,
So he wouldn't watch Steve on Shogun.
this one showed he was like 22 years old, though.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like up and coming. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, no, I got this kid. Kind of took him to like,
Yeah.
You know? It's just had to falling out of the way because my coach is real, he's a bit of an asshole, so he's going to tell you the truth. And some
Yeah.
people, like, you know, they have egos and can't.
Right.
Sometimes.
Well, kind of like, I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
but if
your
you're,
dad telling you some shit, because
Yeah.
that's like that type of relationship.
Yeah.
Your dad's telling you some shit, you know, fuck that. You know, like,
Yeah.
You know, you better say it in a good way to like let you know, like, hey, you know, you need to focus more.
yeah, but if it's like a trainer, like I'm gonna, you know, doesn't matter how he says, like, dude, that's the truth. If you ain't this, you know, if you're not that good, yeah,
But yes, man,
Yeah.
as a fighter, you want somebody that's gonna tell you the real.
Yeah.
You get all these people when you're famous that can tell you, oh, you the shit, you the shit. Once you believe
kind of like
that,
Ronda, right? What happened to
yeah,
Ronda?
Once you believe that, you're screwed. You know, you need
Yeah.
somebody that's gonna hold you down. You know, keep your feet on it. You're fine.
Mhm.
You know, 10 toes on the ground. You know.
Right. Damn. I remember watching that fight, the Pride one. He just ran through him.
Yeah, he
you know,
just-
it
yeah.
was it lasted like a minute and a half.
Dude,
He
that's-
just destroyed
that's a
him.
Crazy Shogun. I know he probably wasn't like.
No, we know he was on
clean
the
Shogun.
Yeah.
Rampage was like one of the few guys in Pride I think was clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was never. That
Really?
dude was just naturally. He used to line us up, and then he would take turns slamming a bunch of us, dude, on a slam mat. And you ever get manhandled by a big old dude? That dude was just naturally gorilla strong. That's why they call you guys' nickname was Little Rampage because he used to just like, you know, Rampage.
So you guys he would practice just slams on everyone.
yeah, that was he would practice slams. You know how he slammed a roller?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like.
So he was just practicing on you guys.
Boom, boom, like this sucks.
Yeah, imagine. It's not like you're like, you know, like you could. How would you break the fall there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
they give you like a 1 foot slam.
Okay.
It's a real slam mat.
Oh, okay.
You know, so.
Damn.
Yeah, we're always like a strong gym, you know. So.
Oh shit, that's cool. So, Team Oyama, you still keep in communication with them?
Yeah, my kids I train now. We go down there. He's like, you know, we get works like a sister gym, you know.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I left probably like 6 years ago. Did my own thing, and then now I have my own group. But it's like, you know, I still ask for advice, you know.
Right.
Like you have somebody who's been doing it for like 30 years, man. Why not use that resource?
Right.
I think that's what like helps my guys be successful too. Is that extra little bit of coaching from him and him coaching me how to coach fighters too.
That's
You know?
cool.
So it's really nice to have someone that you can like turn to when you don't know something. You know.
Right,
If
right.
you know everything, then you're screwed.
Yeah. Especially in MMA, you can't. I mean,
Yeah, and
there's no way you're never gonna learn.
General,
Yeah.
You know, it's really nice to have really good mentors.
Right. And right now, his gym. What like active UFC fighters do they have right
Carlos
now?
Esparza, he has Chito Vera, Alex Perez, Luis Smolka, Brett Primus is down there. They got they're stacked over there. So we get really good work and, you know, really good work. And there's some guys that are like really coming up that are really good, just don't have a name yet though.
Right.
Yeah, so he has a really good young squad of you guys. This is on his like 4th generation of fighters, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's been through a bunch of them, you know.
Cool. So how did you guys meet? You and Raul?
I started working here before he did, and then they transferred. Like he moved back here for I think his daughter, and then we just clicked right away. He came into the gym. They hired him as the manager, and then right away we sold personal training thing. I was like, oh, this guy knows.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time, you know, so you know right away when someone's good or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Raul, how did you, now that he brought up how he met you, how did you get started, like working at the UFC gym? So basically your story, how you started with the gym.
As far as starting with the gym, it was back in, I believe, like 2014. Got in trouble with the law a little bit, and pretty much that led me into getting a job.
You're like, fuck, I gotta do it the other way.
So I called one of my friends at the time. He was working for a UFC gym out in Fullerton, and I was like, hey what's up, bro? I need a chance. See if you can get me connected. So he pretty much called up one of the managers over at Torrance UFC gym, and got me an opportunity to work there. So I started there as a morning guy. Maybe was working there for about 3 months as a morning guy. Got promoted to an assistant manager for about 6 months, and then got the opportunity to move up to a general manager position out in Arizona.
Okay, so you had to move out there.
Yeah, so I went out there. The UFC had paid for me to move out there, and developed the gym. Brought it from like 250 members to about 700 members in about 9 months. And then that was a situation I had, I had to come back to California. I had to, like Hung said, I had to come back for my daughter. Mm-hmm. And the guy that had got me promoted, he was like, hey, do you have another job? I was like, nah, man, I don't got another job. He's like, all right, I'll find you a job, Raul. So he called me in about, 2 hours later after we had that conversation. He's like, I got Santa Clarita, I got Torrance, and I got Long Beach. Mm-hmm. So what location do you want to go to? And Santa Clarita was too far,
Yeah.
I grew up in Southgate.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like, the other one sound more appealing than Santa Clarita, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I gonna do over there?
Go to Six Flags every day. And then the Torrance location was my friend that was managing that location. That's the gym that I started at. Mm-hmm. He was still there as the general manager, so I would have had to, take his job in order to, I would have been his replacement.
Right.
So I didn't want to do that, loyalty thing, and so Long Beach, it was a perfect match. I was like, he's down the street.
So you're like, I don't know the general manager, so I'll take his job.
I'll take his job, bro.
Bro, that shit was like horrible when I got there.
Yeah.
I got only there a few months before him, but it was pretty bad,
Yeah, it was one of those gyms that when I first heard about it was a gym that you go to end your career with the UFC.
At Long Beach, the Long Beach,
the Long Beach, the current location that we're at right now.
Because it was like just the slowest gym.
It's one of the slowest locations.
It was like the worst. I was from another gym, and I went back over there to help like rebuild it.
Develop the gym, yeah. So I went there and started building that gym. That's when I met Hung, and we started building it together. So yeah, that first day, we sold a package together. I went and sold a membership. I attached personal training. He was right next to me, and we just looked at each other like, all right,
and
work out right here.
Was personal training already a thing, or you just made it up right there?
No, it's always been a thing. It's always been part of like the gym. The concept of the gym is you have a membership, you have personal training. And then and you could use the gym as an open gym, mm-hmm. but
they weren't selling it as much the personal training.
It was one of those things where like it hadn't even been developed. Like they didn't even have a system yet or in place to sell personal training in the gym. Yeah. So as soon as we did it together, we're like, okay, cool, man, let's get it going. So that's pretty much the way it got started.
That's dope. So before you were selling the personal training only by yourself?
It was me, and I would be the only one that actually would. The other trainers wouldn't. But like the guy up front was like a little bit shady, so it was like I wasn't doing really well. I did okay, but when he got in, it was like, oh, I doubled my money right away. It was just like, cool, someone I can work with,
Yeah.
Right away we worked together well, you know. We were kind of like-minded already, you know.
All right, that's cool, man. And then, Raul, how did you? So you were a general manager at this point.
Exactly, yeah. So I was the general manager at the point, and pretty much the way it worked out was, so I started there October 1st of 2017. I'm sorry, 15. And then I just developed the gym with Hung, and, you know, we got the right coaching staff in place. And then about a year later, the previous owner, his name is Sean Grove. He's a current part owner and president of Club Pilates, the biggest Pilates franchise gym in America.
Okay.
And so he had came down, and he normally would pick up his deposits on a Friday. So he came in, and you know, I walked outside and I was like, hey, you know, Sean, I'm gonna have $100,000 by the end of the year. You know, what do you think I could invest it in? And that was, to be honest with you, I probably had about $2K in my bank account. I just, you know what I mean? So yeah,
from 2 to 100.
Yeah, it's I just, you know, hey, you gotta dream big, bro.
Yeah.
So.
But how? So you said by the end of the year you're gonna have 100,
right?
And what month was it when you actually told him that?
This was January.
Oh,
when I
okay,
told him that. Yeah.
I told him I was gonna leave in a year trying to build my own gym.
Yeah. So the only reason that I asked him this was because he was a man in the position that, you know, if you had that kind of money, he would know what to do with
right.
it. You know, so I just randomly just wanted to see what he would say. It was
right.
one of those things, just, you know.
Ask the right questions.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's the right question, and so you kind of know what you have, something to look forward to. When
Exactly.
You get the money to. All right.
Exactly.
You have an idea.
You have an idea, and that can motivate you to get there even faster.
Exactly. So he took a step back. He looked at the gym, and he's like, "Well, this is my baby. You know, why don't you buy the gym?" And I looked at him. I was like, "You're kidding." He's like, "I'm serious, man. Why don't you buy the gym?" And he's like, "That'll be a good first-time investment for you." I was like, "Oh, let's do it." So he's like, "All right, come up with the money, and then we'll go ahead and talk." So at that point, that's when I was like, "Oh man, how am I gonna do this?" You know?
We had to come up with 180K.
Yeah.
Down payment. So
Yeah.
She broke ass motherfuckers. 180K.
Oh, so 100. So he told you come up with 100.
Well, this is the way it started. So it was 100, and then the next day, this is the thing that really, you know, where you really know if, you know, things are destined to be, bro, because I went to, you know, my mom's house the next day, right, to go have breakfast. And my mom's pacing back and forth. And, you know, she walks up to me and she's like, "Hey, if your dad and I were to help you invest into a gym, would you run it?" She had no idea of the conversation that I had with...
That was
yeah,
the day before that you had a
this is
conversation?
The
with
day
your dad?
before, Friday, I had the conversation with Sean. Saturday, I go eat breakfast at my mom's house, right?
Yeah.
And she has this, you know, random question off the top of her head. "Hey, if your dad and I were to help invest into a gym, would you run it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." I said, "Mom, you have no idea what just happened yesterday." It gave me chills, bro. Yeah, when she told me that.
That's crazy.
So that's, you know, one of those things that it changed my life. So we started talking. She's like, "Yeah, get more information." So I went back to him and was like, "Hey, Sean, I could get 100. He's like, "Oh, but you're gonna need 180 to buy." It was like 183,000 if you want to, you know, down payment if you want to purchase the location. Okay, cool. So I told him cool, but I was shitting bricks, bro. I had no idea what I was gonna do at that point.
And did he give you like a time frame? Okay, cool. Like in how much time?
No,
or just
he's
by
like,
the end of the year?
at this point, he was like, you know, come up with the money and just tell me when you have it, you know? So that's when I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? Like, this guy, you know, Hung, he is literally the piece that legitimizes our gym, right? Because I didn't want to be like any other UFC gym, which is just like a fitness gym. I wanted it to be a fight gym and have that legitimacy. So when people come in, you know, you have that pride, you have that you know, respect.
Like I'm learning from a real fighter,
Exactly.
you know, not just from
exactly. And you know, his background is very extensive, you know. So came up to Hung and I was like, "Hey man, you know, I know you told me that you're gonna leave in, you know, by next year, but I just got offered to buy the gym. What do you think? You're down to, you know, going on this with me?" And Hung was like, "Let's do it, bro." And, you know, and that's pretty much the way it happened. So He dealt with the way to come up with his half, and I came up with my half, and here we are today.
Damn, that's cool, man. So when did you purchase the gym?
Officially, so I started the gym October 1st of 2015, and then we bought it 2 years on the same day, October 1st of 2017.
Okay, so you've been owning the gym since October 2017.
Exactly, yeah.
And then from then, when you got the gym, like did he have a certain amount of members? Like, so far we have, let's say, 500 members, active members. And then do you remember what was like the amount and what it grew to now?
All I remember, well, see, the idea, and I think the big reason why Sean sold it to us in the first place was because
we took it from like 200
to
700.
The gym started with like 250 members, 200 members more or less. But I've always ran the gym as if I was the owner. I've never not ran it that way. I always put my heart and soul into it, and always cared about it in that way. Because I was always taught, man, if you're gonna do a position, if you're gonna have a position, you always run it. Do that position to the best of your ability. Act as if you're the owner, even if you're the janitor. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that really brings the most out of yourself. You do it for yourself, not for anybody else. So we started with about 250. When he sold it to us, it was about like 700 members, 800 members. All I remember is that from the month that we bought it, October, to like the next month, somehow our profits went up $20,000 a month. So so it went. It's been a wild ride.
Yours is different, I guess.
Yeah.
I always say yours is different. It really was, because we already took pride in what we do, but now it's like.
Oh yeah, it's much different now.
Finally, that door finally opened for you, and it's like, okay, we gotta run with this motherfucker.
Damn.
You always work for somebody, now you work for yourself, and shit, you gotta work your ass off. That's all we've been doing.
Damn. So, since you've owned it, I know, and I've seen pictures of like with some UFC fighters like Carlos Esparza. Do they sometimes like come to this gym, or do you meet them when they're training?
Like I was saying earlier, so Hung is really the piece that legitimizes everything. So that's all of his friends.
Oh, okay.
So he's really known them his whole life, and he's been been training with them for a very long time.
Oh, dang. Oh, really? So she just walked in to just
train? She was a
train?
wrestler in high school, and she came in, and then like friends of friends knew her, like my coach, friends of wrestlers, or knew my coach, and then introduced her. She was going away in college. When she came back, she wanted to fight. This is when there was no girls fighting.
Yeah, back in the day.
There's no girls fighting. This little girl wanted to fight.
Especially, yeah.
Everybody kind of looked at her and laughed about it, like, where are you going to fight at? Like, there's no girls fighting, And she still did it. This girl was fucking G. Like, I have a lot of respect for her. She's like a little sister to me. You know what I mean? So, like, came back from college, and then she became world champion after that, Like, she was an amazing girl, but when you sung out, she's a really good girl.
Yeah, so just being around Hung, really got me introduced to a lot of fighters and active MMA fighters and UFC fighters, and and then from meeting him, I met other people that introduced me to other people, and that's pretty much the way it trickled down. Yeah. So.
Damn, that's pretty cool, man.
So who
Yeah. And then, you were an active fighter, and then, that's why you have all the connections.
Our gym used to throw fights too, so I help my coach promote fights and whatnot. So you do it every gym, and we do it with their fighters, and we used to have like Joe Schilling on our undercards.
Oh, okay.
Muay Thai. He was an amateur back then.
Yeah.
Kevin Ross fight at our gym. Like, this is when everybody just started.
Damn.
So we had some really big names. Like Edmund Tordidian, Ronda's coach used to fight on our cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what did he fight?
It was adrenaline. It was Muay Thai.
Oh, he would do Muay Thai before.
Muay Thai fighter.
Really?
He was a really good boxer. He was a really. Edmund
so
was
his
really
his
good.
primary thing is boxing, right?
But he was a Muay Thai fighter too.
What?
Edmund.
That's why I'm surprised. Like, why didn't he teach Ronda more Muay Thai?
Well,
Just
why
more
don't you
boxing.
You grab him and throw him on the ground.
Right.
Like, why box when your strong point is grappling?
Right.
He just, he likes the hands.
Right.
And that's sometimes you got, as a coach, hey, your fight is a grappler. You got to use your hands to get into the grappling
Right.
range.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? For
Right.
me, her strong points grappling, not striking.
And I think her knees were kind of messed up too, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they would always say that's why she would always just go for the hip toss because she couldn't really
Level
go for
change.
doubles. Yeah, because
level
of her
change.
knees.
Well, she's a judo girl anyway,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna do too much level changing, you know.
Right. Like I'm sure you've seen like the videos of him coaching. Like, you know, people would always like make fun of him where he would just be like, all he would say is like head movement when they were fighting. He wouldn't really give pointers on like certain things to do. All he would say is head movement. I'm sure you've seen those videos.
Well, yeah,
right?
I don't understand that. You know, like it doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Maybe he doesn't like being a coach and being a fighter is two different things. You know what I mean? Some guys can be a great. Like, say, look at Michael Jordan, great basketball player.
Yeah,
when he coached, what happened? Terrible coach. Phil Jackson, average basketball player, average skills, but had to work hard to get good, right?
Yeah.
One of
Great
the best
coach.
coaches ever. So it doesn't translate. You know what I mean?
So you think he was a better like
Fighter than he
Yeah.
coached for 100.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's 100 for sure. You know, it doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Right.
He's really good at what he does, for sure.
Yeah, just like the example like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Some people are just they're better at teaching or
Well,
better
he's
at fighting.
Physically gifted too. You know what I mean? You can't teach physically gifted.
Right.
You can't teach a LeBron when you don't have that physical body, right?
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Yeah, some guys are just gifted, you know. Some guys work hard. That's just, you know, how it is.
Damn. Do you have any funny stories of any fighters? Or if you can't say them, then don't say them. But
Yeah, no, I can't get started. I get yelled at.
Yeah.
I got too many stories.
Yeah.
but, you know what I mean? They're not
of
for-
famous fighters.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
And all right, anything that you can say, or they're all too
When it
much?
comes to my mind, I'll mention it. But right now, not on top of my head.
Not right now. The ones that you know right now is too much.
Yeah. It's just, you know, I don't want to
All right,
throw
if
anybody
you-
under the bus. You know.
If you remember some that are not that crazy, then you could
I'll
then
let
you could
you know.
mention it. So let's talk about the fights that just passed, the Max and Dustin fight.
Oh man.
So we'll go through. I started watching the main card only. I didn't watch the prelims.
The Israel Gastelum fight. Whew.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the first one. Did you start seeing the whole fight card, or did you just?
I started after the Juban fight.
Oh, okay. Well, this one, the
Because
opening
the
scene-
Juban fight was like boring, so like I
Yeah.
stopped. Why am really watching it?
Yeah, it wasn't as good. The first one that started was Owen St. Preux and Krylov. It was a rematch.
Krylov beat him down, right?
Yeah, Owen St. Preux beat him with a Von Flue choke, which I think they were calling like the OSP choke now because he's been doing it the most in the UFC. He beat him like I think in the first round of their first fight. Krylov,
Oh, he wrestled a little bit, gassed out, right?
yeah, he was
I don't
wrestling.
understand
He
why
was
he
doing
was
pretty
wrestling,
good.
though. Yeah.
He was doing pretty good in the first round. You know, this guy's the more diverse striker, but he
Okay.
gassed out. He gassed out. Usually doesn't gas out. I mean, he went like 5 rounds with John Jones. Maybe something in his camp happened. He ended up submitting him.
You never
submitting
know.
him.
You know, a lot of guys go in with injuries that you don't know
Yeah.
about too. Like say you hurt your knee, you can't run, or you, can't, you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
that's
It's just
true.
sometimes it's not. You can only get in shape so much, you know.
Yeah, from injuries.
And this is a rough sport. It's a young man's sport, so you get a little older and injuries start to pile up. You know.
That's a big thing, right? Like you never, like in boxing, you never really, I'm sure some guys go in a little bit hurt, but not as hurt as like MMA guys.
No way, dude, because boxing's hard on the head. You know what I mean? You're taking a lot of head shots where Muay Thai MMA is hard on the body. Like you take leg shots, you kick them. You know what I mean? They're push kicking you in the knee. Like these guys are dirty. You know, like there's a respect thing about kickboxers that we don't push kick the knee.
But
And these
just
guys
in
always do.
training,
Yeah,
right?
just like, but like you're gonna have to like, kind of play around with that a little bit. You know, this is like, it's a rough sport. You know, on the body.
Another thing about like the push kick, like to the knee, right?
Yeah.
Like, but in professional Muay Thai or kickboxing, do you guys look down upon it too?
It's like a dirty move. It's like you can tear a guy's ACL like that.
Right,
so why
right.
you gonna take the guy's livelihood away
Yeah.
for you to win? You know,
But
so
when you-
if he does it to you, you do it back.
Yeah.
You know, it's an eye for an eye. But we don't want to. It's like starting to kick each other in the balls. You want to start doing that? Like no.
Right. But if it's within the rules, don't you think it's kind of like, dude?
But it's a gentleman's rule, though. Like you know what I mean? It's like a gentleman's like, hey, don't.
What if
Don't
it's
take
for
me
the
out for like a
Right.
ACL. It's like a career-ending
Right.
injury, right?
Now let me
You know
ask you.
what I'm saying?
Right. Let me ask you this question: what if you were fighting Muay Thai and it was a championship fight? So if you win this fight, then it's a life changer for you. Would you
Well, for me,
consider
it's
throwing
like-
those?
For me, like there's certain moves we don't do. Like I told my fighters, they don't do that, and then I wouldn't do that. But if he starts doing it too, you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wouldn't start that. No.
Even if it was a championship fight, you wouldn't.
There's a like we have a little bit of a respect thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a integrity thing. It's not worth more than just winning a fight.
And what about like I hear also in Muay Thai like a push kick to the face?
Well, you want someone's foot in your mouth? You know what I mean? Like,
but do
it's
they-
cool if you want to do it. Expect to get it back.
Right.
But my fighters, I don't tell them to do it unless it's
Also,
like,
the push kicks to the face neither.
It is. It's like it's just there. If you want to do it, you do it. Like it's a fight, we'll do it too. Then
Right.
But
Like if someone
I
kicks
don't-
me in the head, I'm be like, I'm gonna
if
try to
you-
do
hey,
anything.
a shit
to
to
you.
the dome's good all day. It's up to you. As a fighter at
Uh-huh.
that point. To be honest with you, like for me, I don't. I don't like to my guys fighting dirty. So
So you
Like,
tell
I had one guy that was fighting my guy that was getting his head under my kid's chin. Right before he would knee, he would jump. So he was headbutting the kid, then throwing the knee, and the ref wouldn't see it.
okay.
ended up-
So your student was about to knee him.
So the kid
He had him in
gets
the
his
clinch?
head position under my kid, right?
Okay.
So before he'll knee, he'll jump. You see
Okay.
what he's doing? He's
Yeah.
hitting, he's butt
Yeah.
headbutting him.
Yeah.
But the ref didn't see it, and he kept doing it over and over, and they both ended up getting cut and blood all over themselves. But there's like ways of fighting. I just think certain ways are dirty.
Yeah. Well, that one.
Yeah,
that one's
things
illegal.
like things like that. Like, I mean, there's little things most people don't see in a fight that the trained eye does.
Right.
Yeah.
But in MMA, like you see Jones do it all the time. Like
I think
set kicks to
I
the-
don't like that,
yeah.
bro. I don't like that push kick to the knee, man.
Right.
I really don't think ending somebody's career is a good way to win a fight.
But also, I've heard like Joe Rogan talk about it too. Like, what about like knee bars? Right? It's the same.
Well, you get
it's like
tapped,
the
though.
same. Right. Yeah. You
How are you
could
gonna tap for a push kick to the knee and hyperextend your knee? Tap? It's too late. It's already gone, bro.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? And you know when you're stuck and you got tapped. And that's your fault for that tapping. That's a different story,
Right. But yeah, but
You know what I
I
mean?
guess another thing he also mentions is like spinning wheel kicks to the head. Like you're still gonna get knocked out.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then
but-
it's just a different type of
But it's like the
attack.
knocking out you can recover from, right? Like a
Well,
push,
some people.
Yeah, some people, but like.
We haven't seen. I guess the sport hasn't been here long enough where we're gonna start seeing CTE.
Oh, I think
like for
I think
sure
I
that's
think
gonna
100% that's there already.
Yeah.
You see these guys going nuts. At the older guys are going nuts. You see them get in trouble a lot. Look at Mayhem. You tell me you don't get
Oh, yeah.
CTE, bro.
Yeah, that dude. I think
You know what
that
I mean?
dude is CTE plus
He pushes
had
a little nuts.
Yeah,
already,
he had
you know?
that,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of guys.
those
that,
things. Yeah,
that
we're gonna
lost
start
it,
seeing that now.
Like Evan Tanner go off the deep end somewhere. Like by
I think
himself.
that was CTE, man.
Yeah, like there's a lot of guys like that. You take a lot of head trauma, man. Like, dude, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not just in the fight, but leading up to the fight. Some camps train spar all out all the time. Like certain camps we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
They
Shoot box.
Yeah, they that's how they spar hard all the time. And I don't
That's
think
crazy,
that's good
man.
for the head, man.
Now, especially now with with more evidence and the sport's more evolved, like you would think that some of these gyms will like evolve with the times.
The first thing if I see my kid take a hard shot in sparring, it's like, hey, you all right? And if they don't answer me right away, hey, sit out the rest of the day. Like if I see it looks funny still, like, you know what? You're not gonna spar the rest of the month. You know what I mean?
That's good, man.
Because you gotta save your kid. Like most of them aren't gonna be world champions. You know what I
Right.
mean? So you can't just like get their brain damaged.
Yeah, that's true.
Safety is everything, because we're in a rough sport as it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're like you talked about your vision,
Yeah.
like imagine a kid that's you could tell some kids are not gonna be like real good.
Yeah, but they still want to chase
yeah.
their dreams and
Yeah.
get into the ring at least once or twice.
Yeah, like those you want to protect them from getting damaged.
Or
that they
like a
don't need.
girl that has a full-time job, they're just doing it for sport, but still want to compete. It's cool, at the lower levels,
Yeah, damn. Yeah, so well, let's get back to the fight, the one that you were watching, the Alan Joban and Dwight Grant. Yeah, it was kind of boring. That's the one I was watching.
At each other, right?
Yeah, and then I was surprised at the end how Alan got so upset after they gave it to Grant, Allen was pissed off. He was like, "Fuck, that's
You
bullshit."
should be mad at yourself.
Yeah, like, dude, you weren't
Bro.
attacking all the time. Where
That's
it's
when the
like
coach
robbery.
needs to step in and say something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, you didn't do nothing. Or I guess him giving us, at least giving him an honest opinion about it, you know?
Yeah, like it could have gone either way. That's how I saw
You
it.
let you let
can't
the
be
other guy
too mad.
win.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you didn't like finish the guy, you let the other guy win.
yeah. Or if he would have been like dominating the fight, then I would understand because we've seen some bullshit calls before in
Yeah.
MMA where you're like, "Oh, come on, dude, how are you gonna give it to this
Yeah.
guy?"
Judges never consistent,
Yeah,
you know?
But this one was like, it's kind of like,
It's like it's a coin flip.
yeah. So
Really, it is a
couldn't be
coin
upset.
flip, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that one
depending
wasn't.
on what angle you had it at, because all judges don't see the same thing. They're all
Right.
at different angles. So one judge might see a hard shot land, but the judge on the opposite side might not see it the same way.
Exactly.
So people, what they need to do is put a camera on the judge's head to make sure that there's videotape of what they're looking at. Then you'll see what everybody's looking at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in Pride, the referee used to have a camera on their head, so
Right.
you'll see what the referee's looking at. That might be a different angle from the camera.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why didn't the ref see it? Well, he's standing at a different angle. The Herb Dean and the Lawler fight. You know what I mean?
Herb
Herb
Dean-
Dean was at a
oh,
different
yeah.
angle than from Wally. Robbie's giving him a thumbs up, and then he didn't see it
Yeah.
because he was at a different angle. Where the camera's picking up, hey, Robbie's okay, you know?
yeah. I remember that fight.
But I
Too.
think like putting a camera
camera
on
just like in
on
Pride?
judges, yeah, that would definitely help the sport. How could it hurt?
Like the ref on the ref would be cool.
Then the ref would be like it better because hey, look, this is what I saw.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? On Friday, Lomachenko fought. The ref
Oh,
had a
dude.
camera.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is the first time I see it in boxing, though. Or, the ref had a
But
camera on him.
that's a great idea, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Pride had it a long time ago. They should have it.
Yeah. Like you saw the Lomachenko fight. Now
Yeah.
that we're talking about it, damn, dude.
The guy's just too good, but it's like they're giving up. Like he had to come back from a shoulder injury. Right?
Yeah.
So he's still, he's still working his way back to 100.
And he was supposed to fight the champion, but for some reason the champion fell out, and he had to fight the number one contender of that division.
Yeah.
And then the number one contender, I mean, that guy didn't do nothing. That guy did. Lomachenko
Lomachenko's too good, dude.
he was just whooping him, the angles, everything, and then that right hook that landed. He flattened him. He hit him with the right hook, and this guy
Yeah,
just
this is when you don't see
fell
punches.
face down.
Yeah.
And I thought he fell face down. I thought he was gonna get up, but no, he was out.
He's out before he hit the ground.
He was out. He didn't even get up. He was just like, I think he even told the ref like, "What happened?" He's all like, "You'll watch the tape. You'll watch the video." He was telling him.
At least he didn't ask like, "Well, did I win?"
And he's all like, "What happened?" He's all like, "It's over." And he was like, "Why?" He's all like, "You'll watch the tape." You gotta.
That's
eat
the
out.
worst. If you ever like wake up and you're looking at the lights and the referee, you should ask what happened. You should
Yeah,
assume.
you'll assume like, "Oh fuck," but you're also like, "Why you stop?" Be like, "You'll watch the tape."
I think one of our guys, like, when he got knocked out, he's like, "What happened? Did it win?" No, dude. Why am I looking down at you then, bro? Bro, you're looking up at us, right? Put the two and
you
two
told him
together.
that?
No, you
Oh,
know, like in your head, you're like,
funny.
"Come on, bro. What the fuck?"
Can you imagine if has that ever happened where someone's all like, "Did we win?" when they're looking at the
No,
coaches, right?
it's an inside joke because it does happen. Because they don't know what. Like when you get knocked out, you don't remember it. So the last thing you remember is you're fighting. You know, you don't remember getting knocked out.
Right,
because-
you don't remember. But if
Yeah.
you're on the ground looking up, wouldn't you assume
You're just
like,
confused, you know? Like, what? What do you mean?
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, dude, you're looking at us
You're looking
from
up
the
at us,
ground,
bro, and we're worried about, you know?
That's funny, man. The next fight, Eric Anders and Khalil Roundtree. Damn, man.
God damn!
That was the first time I saw him like look that good because he went to Thailand. Because before he was a good striker, he would mostly use his hands. You know, he knocked out Gokhan Saki like with a
Those
straight.
low kicks, bro.
He went to Thailand for I don't know how long because in one of his fights, he got knocked out by Johnny Walker in the clinch. Got hit with elbows and got knocked out. So he's like, I'm gonna go to Thailand, right? Fucking learn all this.
He learned.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking chopping this fool up.
Hey, the dude did not know what to do.
Yeah,
The dude was like, well, yeah, I didn't train for this.
yeah.
He was
Dude,
like a totally different fighter.
how
Totally
many leg
different
kicks
fighter.
did he land? I
Too
would
many?
say like at least over 20 around, bro.
Wow.
He
No,
was
dude,
just
the
choppy.
inside of his leg was like purple, deep purple already. So like today, he's not shitting right, man. He's sitting on the toilet like holding himself up.
Yeah.
That leg's not gonna bend. I've been there.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking him up, dude. I was surprised that they didn't stop it in the second round. He dropped him 4 times in that round.
I think
4 times.
I think as a corner, you should stop that fight right
Yeah,
there.
4 times in a round.
That's
like,
how
dude,
that's how you get CTE, bro.
Yeah.
Just let your fighter get dropped that many times. He knew he's not gonna win, but I knew like the fighters are trained not to quit. So it's the corner at a point.
yeah,
has
the fighter's not gonna quit.
the fighter is not trained to quit. You know,
Yeah.
they're trained to go till they die.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
how they train. So as a coach, you gotta hey, I'm not gonna win this one. Live to fight another day,
Right.
Because he's not gonna win that. No way.
And even everyone was saying in the the broadcast team, they're like, I think they're gonna stop the fight. The corner
Because
should
his leg
stop the
was
fight.
already done, so how could he even shift power to his front leg
Yep.
when his leg's compromised?
Yep. And he's a decent wrestler too. You're not gonna be able to shoot in.
You're not gonna be able to level change.
Nope.
You know, you can't bend that leg no more when that's that much damage to it.
Yeah, and they were like, let's see if they stop the fight. They go to the corner. I thought the corner was gonna tell them like, hey, you know what, like you got a minute,
You
or
gotta-
else
you
we're
gotta
gonna
save-
stop it.
you have
They
to
didn't
save
say
your guy.
anything.
Yeah.
They just said, put pressure on them, put pressure. And I'm like, damn, they're not telling them anything.
You got dropped 4 times, your leg's busted. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, they didn't tell them anything. But
That's rough, man.
and we hear this. I heard them say also about MMA. You rarely see a corner stop the fight to protect their fighter, throw in the towel like boxing does.
You just gotta, experience maybe.
Why do you think that is in MMA? The corner rarely stops the fight.
It's more of experience, I think. A lot of guys come from grappling backgrounds. Most guys come from grappling backgrounds, right? You got the Thai guys, the really good kickboxers. So they don't know how many shots you'd be taking to the head, right? Because they don't take the shots like boxers do or
okay.
kickboxers do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
get
that's
you.
all we do. So we're experienced to see when a fighter's not there up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look in your
That's
eyes.
a good point. I never thought about it like that. Most of them are like,
Yeah,
grappling.
they're grappling gyms, so they're not experienced with the concussions and whatnot. Whereas a kickboxer and boxing coach, you have to be aware of that.
Yeah, and you notice like, oh, this was not right anymore.
He's not right, or he's not like responding quickly how they supposed. Because once you tell them like directions, they should respond right away.
Right.
And if they're not getting, your fighter's not listening to you. It's not up here. It's not working right.
I remember this is probably like 2 years ago. I don't know if it was Donald Cerrone, but the corner was talking to him, and he wasn't even looking at the coaches. He was just looking straight. They were talking to him. They're like,
that blank look on their face.
yeah, they're just blank, and they're like, hey, are you listening? Then he turns, they're like, huh? And he was
That's when you know.
Yeah, dude. I was
you
like,
know, there's
oh,
some damage
shit.
up there.
Like that.
He took a concussion already.
Yeah.
It's not the first one that you take that's going to do the damage. It's the second one. So getting dropped 4 times, his brain's just slamming against the skull. The brain slamming against the skull now. There's nothing holding it in place no more.
That is crazy. Before, I will think about like when fighters like, damn, when you'll see the exterior damage, right? Like the leg kicks, the cuts. But now I just more think about your brain. Yeah, you can't see that.
Gastelum took a lot of years off his career after that fight.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. I think that's the next one we're gonna talk about. So Khalil Roundtree looked real good. Eric Anders is a beast. He's a tough guy. His corner probably should have stopped it. But good thing for Khalil Roundtree. By the way, this is at light heavyweight, and he won that fight. So the next one, I would probably say
Fight of the year.
Yeah. Title fight of the year.
Fight of the year for sure. In that category.
Kelvin versus Izzy. When I first saw this matchup, I thought like, all right, this is gonna be Israel's toughest fight because Gastelum is the toughest guy he's fought. Right? He beat Anderson, but we know Anderson was out of his prime.
Over the hill.
Yeah, he beat what's his name? The guy he beat right before Anderson Silva.
Yeah, the other I forgot his name.
Ah, damn, what's his name? He's a middleweight. Damn it.
I just forgot.
I forgot, but the guy he beat, he wasn't as great. He was a good fighter, but I knew he wasn't like a great fighter that could potentially be a champion.
Gastelum's up there, man. He's good.
But Gastelum, I was all like, dude, he's a good wrestler. He could take a lot of shots, and he has that fighting style, kind of like a middleweight Cain Velasquez.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So, and he's with Rafael Cordero, which is a very good striking coach. So I thought this is gonna be, Izzy's toughest fight. People thought Izzy was just gonna, knock him out, destroy him.
I don't think so, man.
I didn't think so,
bro.
I was thinking like, dude, this is gonna be his toughest fight. if I was to take an underdog, I said I was gonna take Kelvin. But dude, it was a good fight. I was surprised Kelvin in the beginning. Obviously, it's hard to go for takedowns, right, because of the distance. But he probably shot for a takedown until he was hurt. I didn't see him
I think Israel's underestimated in grappling, man. I think he's got really good hips. It's really hard to get a hold of him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get a hold of him before you can use your wrestling. And he has, like, he's shifty. Like, he's going one way, and then all of a sudden he's going the other way. And you're like, what the hell, where'd you go?
And Kelvin surprised me. I think he rocked him, I think it was in the second round.
Yeah, he dropped him against the fence, too, yeah.
He dropped him. He was hurt. I was like, oh, shit, he might finish Israel in this round. And then the third round, it was a great fight back and forth. And then Kelvin hurt him again. I think it was the fourth round.
Yeah, it was going back and forth.
It was back and forth. He hurt him, and then he went for a takedown, where I thought he had him hurt. He should have tried to finish him there, because when he went for the takedown, Izzy had time to recover there.
Yeah, for sure. Takedown. Just like, fight IQ and being aware of the situation, you know?
He was just probably like, hey, I have him hurt. I see the takedown.
No, you're in the middle.
You're
in the middle of a war, you know? So it's hard to second guess in 2020, you know?
Yeah. And I was kind of going for Kelvin, after he had rocked him, because he was the underdog, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, he's doing pretty good. Once he rocked him, I think it was like the fourth round, I was like, dude, why are you going for the takedown? Fucking finish him right now. And he went for the takedown. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's probably going to recover. And sure enough, Israel, right, went to the fifth round, and where he fucking him up, bro.
Hey, he went beast mode. He went beast mode. He took it to another level.
Remember that it was before the fifth round, the spinning back elbow, where he hit Kelvin?
Yeah, timing was, slipped it. Yeah, beautiful technique.
He caught him with that. I was surprised Kelvin was still standing after that. Most people
boy got a chin, bro.
That boy got a big ass head,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, fights like that take years off your career.
Yeah, right. That was a war,
dude. Like he's wow.
That reminded me of the Gustafsson Jones one when they went to war.
Oh, they went at it. Yeah,
it's kind of like this fight. How they were going to war and they were fucked up, dude. They were so tired.
Yeah, no one's hurting the next day. Everyone's hurting the next day.
Oh know? Yeah. That's gonna take some years off of fighting. But Israel ended up, fifth round dropping him, I think probably twice. He ended up on top, beating down on Kelvin.
That elbow on the ground was nasty, though. Once he got dropped, the elbow coming out, oh, dude, that thing was so nasty.
It was such a great fight. I would say fight of the year. And then, so he ended up winning the title, right, Israel. So he's going to fight now Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker in Australia. That's going to be crazy.
Robert Whittaker,
you're going to get like a crazy... Those Aussies are going to go nuts down there.
I think I'm going to probably end up taking Robert Whittaker on that one. What would you take on that fight?
The thing is, like... not Izzy's coach, but Izzy's guy coach. Izzy's coach,
the guy with the beard.
The big. So that's his coach, right? His coach comes from his coach comes from my camp. So he used to train with us. One of the guys.
Izzy's coach?
Not Izzy's coach. Izzy's coach's coach.
Oh damn! So I guess
there's a big Tongan guy.
I probably saw him like when he won, but the one I would always see in the videos was the guy with the beard.
Yeah. I'll show you. I think I got the picture of that somewhere.
So the guy with the beard, his coach is the guy that would.
So he's like fourth generation now.
Oh, okay.
So like my coach, and then Izzy would be the fourth generation now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he taught his coach.
So these guys fly out from New Zealand. Some of the other guys come out and train out here sometimes. Some of the New Zealand guys. Yeah. So they fly out to here train with us, cross train with us. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
So we got to train with some of the kickboxers from out there. There's another guy like Mike Blood Diamond out there. He trains with them. One of the guys he talked about that passed away, BDK, he was out here with us. He was at my wife's birthday one day, but he ended up passing away. So when he was giving that shout out to BDK, he actually was out here training with us too. I met that kid, yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Small world.
Yeah, and MMA, right?
Yeah, it's really small world. Yeah. So yeah, he's a big Tongan guy, and then he went back to New Zealand and started training people out there. Trained Izzy's coach. And then Izzy's coach trained Izzy, so it's crazy. But he don't come out like here and then hang out with us. He made kave for me.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
They're really cool people, man. Real good people.
Damn. So Izzy, so who do you have on Izzy and Robert Whittaker?
I gotta take Izzy on that.
Yeah?
You know? So, you know,
I'm gonna have to go with Robert Whitaker.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We bet dinner or something.
Yeah, we'll bet something. We'll bet.
Make it interesting.
We'll bet.
We're not gonna root and not put something on the
Right?
line.
Yeah.
Money where your mouth is, right?
Yep. I always, try to make just little bets, like fun bets. But yeah, I feel we'll talk about it when it comes
They're
up.
both Robert got a lot of pressure, so it's gonna,
But you know what? Also, Robert, his last fights with Romero probably took some out of him. Hopefully he's recovered. Hopefully,
it's gonna be interesting.
Long term damage.
It's gonna be interesting to see if he stands up with him. He's
gonna have to stand up to close the distance.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he's gonna keep it standing or not. I wouldn't stand with his. He's just too. You live in his comfort zone. You're not gonna beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He has to. When Kelvin did good, pressure.
Yeah.
That's if
Well,
you're gonna be striking with him, you have to put pressure. If you give him distance, you're fucked. You ain't gonna win that fight.
Any tall guy, you have to get up on them.
Yeah. Then the main event, Max Holloway and Dustin. I actually had Max on this one. He didn't end up winning. But we saw the big difference in power from the beginning, man. That first round he got rocked like 3 times.
But he wasn't even a power fighter at featherweight. He was a cumulative.
Yeah,
like a Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
You know
He was always, but I didn't think he was gonna get as rocked from Dustin as from what I saw. That's what I mean. Like I know he's not a power. He's a volume
Well,
guy.
I think his power didn't even carry up. You know what I mean? He didn't carry up to the weight.
Yeah, no. But Dustin, I'm surprised he got rocked by Dustin so much.
He takes a lot of headshots though, Max. You know what I mean? The style he fights, he takes a lot of headshots.
Yeah, he does. Like obviously, it's a big difference from
featherweight.
Brian Ortega than Dustin. Brian Ortega's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have as much pop in his punches like Dustin.
Poirier fucking hungry, like a guy that has to work that much to get a title fight, and finally after 20-something fights to get a title fight.
Yeah,
you hungry?
It was like 20 or 22 fights, and then
yeah,
he finally
he
became
was
champ.
always fucking like the bridesmaid, So when he became the bride, he's like, oh hell yeah. Yeah, that dude did good.
Can you imagine like being in the UFC and finally after 22 fights you win the title, interim title too? Like then you're gonna fight for the real title.
But how motivated would you be by then?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, oh hell yeah, it's my turn now.
That was a great fight too. It was back and forth.
The thing's like when you like both fighters, it sucks.
Yeah,
like, fuck.
I did like both. I was going for Max, but then when I was watching the embedded series, and then Dustin's, he has there's a video. His little girl, right? She's probably like, I don't know, like 2 years old or something. And he's watching a video and she's saying, oh, daddy's champ. And I'm like, oh, now I'm going for Dustin. Because of that, I'm like, dude. And he's all like, dude, I watched this video like over 100 times. It's like a real cute video, So I was like,
That's
damn,
cool.
like now I want kind of like Dustin to win. But then I'm like, but I want Max Holloway to be double champ. So it was kind of like back and forth. So at the end of the day, I'm like whoever wins, I'm gonna be happy with it.
Yeah, Holloway might have to go back down to 45.
Yeah, 45 because these guys hit too hard at 55. That I thought he was gonna be able to take like the shots well, but it was just too much power.
It was just I think the headshots too early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
he
true.
took headshots too early in the first round. It was just like from there it was like downhill for him.
Yeah,
He never really
because once
recovered from that.
you're rocking the beginning, it's easier to get rocked.
Yeah,
later.
get dropped.
And Dustin
people
has
never rims off.
he has all the power in the beginning too.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to hit you
He
hard.
kind of blew his wad too, Dustin.
Yeah, he was getting tired.
blew-
That's when Max was picking it up.
Yeah.
Max
He
started
blew his
picking it
wad
up.
and then Max started coming back, but then Dustin did enough to win, I think.
Yeah, he did because everything he was throwing, even though he was throwing less, when it was
Did more
connecting,
damage.
you could tell the difference. When he'll connect on Max, you'll be like, "Oh shit!" Then Max would back off a bit. You would never see Max back off at featherweight.
Yeah.
He always put pressure. Here, he was actually sometimes backing up. But it was a great fight. Dustin's now the interim champ. He's going to be fighting Khabib. Hopefully, they're saying in September. That's when his suspension is up. But for sure, this year he's going to fight him. What do you think on that fight, Dustin and Khabib?
I can't believe he molested his ass.
I think Khabib's
Dude,
gonna grapple him.
wrestling with bears when he was a kid. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, like
Those
Dustin,
Russians are different.
Yeah, I see Khabib on just smashing him, but I think it's it's a tougher fight for Khabib Dustin than Max. I think the Max would have been way too easy for Khabib. He would have just manhandled him even easier. Dustin, he trains at American Top Team, so pretty good guys out there. I think it'll be a better fight for Dustin. Has a better chance at beating Khabib than Max would have at beating Khabib style wise.
We'll see, yeah.
But I still think Khabib's gonna beat him.
He's like that when he grabs you, man.
Yeah.
Dude, not gonna get away from that dude.
His fights that I see trouble is the Tony Ferguson, his style, and even I think Justin Gaethje has a better shot at beating Khabib than Dustin has because of the wrestling, the heavy shots, and the heavy leg kicks. Because I don't think he minds getting taken down. I think he believes he'll just get up.
Yeah.
Justin does. Those heavy leg kicks could probably take effect for Khabib's grappling.
Yeah.
Possibly. We never seen him fight a heavy leg kicker with great wrestling. Khabib.
There's not too many like that.
Yeah.
That's why.
We haven't. That would be a great fight. Those two. So that's
the leg kicks will help with the wrestling. Will take the base away from him. You know.
Yeah.
That'll take his base away, I think.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next card. This is April 20th. So yeah, this Saturday. It's actually gonna be at 10 a.m. because they're fighting in Russia.
Damn.
The Overeem. Overeem was supposed to fight. What's his name? Name's a tall dude. That tall guy. He had like a tattoo of a stingray in his back.
Who's
So
that?
tall dude. He got knocked out by Black Beast. He was whooping his ass. Black Beast caught him like in the last 10 seconds. Last 5
Yeah, I'm
seconds.
not like familiar with the heavyweights too much.
Yeah, that was gonna
At
be a
least the
great
newer
fight.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good guy, but I don't know why he got pulled out. I don't know if you.
Yeah, a bunch of Russians. Who we don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't know these guys. I've seen this guy fight before. Jotko. I think it's light heavyweight. He doesn't even have the weight class. And then his opponents, and it's they don't even have a picture of him. This girl, to me, I don't know why she looks like a girl version of Rory McDonald. You know how Rory has that crazy look.
She's
Like,
actually a
gonna kill
really
you.
cool girl. I met her when Carla beat Rose Namajunas for the title. She's a really, really nice girl.
Yeah. Then
Like,
that picture though, she looks scary, man.
She's like
like Rory, you know how Rory, some of his picture, he looks like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like it looks like kind of
female
scary.
version of a serial killer.
It looks like that face. Oh, the what's her name? Shevchenko's sister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool fight. Flyweight. She's fought once at least, right, in the UFC.
Yeah, I think so. I know the last name. I'm not familiar with the
I seen her once before. The other guys, we don't really know them.
Yeah.
Kevin Clark, Ivan. Damn, what is that? Tiranov. I'll try to pronounce that.
yeah.
Can you, Raul?
They probably took all the M1 guys and put them over.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Yeah.
Sergey
I wouldn't want to fight in Russia
Pavlovich.
though.
Huh?
That's scary. Go to Russia to fight.
Yeah. But even in the UFC, you'll be intimidated by going to Russia.
It's cold. What is there to do, bro?
Oh, well, no, but they're just.
Well, I
gonna
heard
be there.
stories. My friends, they used to fly over there to fight too, and they said like there's nothing to eat. It's cold. All you do is drink vodka.
Nothing to
There's like
eat.
bread
like-
and fat to eat in the morning. Like I don't know. They
Damn.
said they didn't have a good time out there. But they said the girls look good.
Oh yeah.
If they're under 30, they look awesome. That's what I
Under over 30, no. There's no plastic surgeons like
They're
over
just
here.
like after 30, you just go to shit.
Like damn, like a plastic surgeon from here has to go over there and make some money, right?
Yeah,
After 30.
Russia sounds cold, bro.
Yeah. This guy looks like he's related to Khabib somehow.
He does, huh?
So we'll just do the main event. Overeem versus Oleinik.
Who's that guy?
Damn, look at this guy's awesome haircut.
Should we YouTube him?
Damn.
Should we YouTube him first so we know what we're looking at?
This guy, he's a grappler. He's a grappler. He submitted. He does the damn. This is the basic fucking white belt choke with the collar choke. The
Yeah.
basic what he does that in MMA.
How?
I don't know, bro. You gotta watch.
You know
the
what
YouTube
thing is?
video.
Like some of the Russians have huge hands.
You know, like the collar choke. One goes in the back,
Yeah,
one in
yeah,
the front. He does that in MMA.
He must have big ass hands.
He
to do that.
submitted a guy. He was mounted, and he submitted the guy with that choke.
How the fuck you do that.
That guy's he's on top mounted and he ended up submitting him
Oh,
with a
so
white
what
belt
happened?
choke.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, in the
He
UFC.
must have big ass hands, bro.
He must
Like,
have a
strong ass grip. dude.
super strong grip. Yeah, squeeze.
There too.
Yeah, probably. I think he ended up. He was the guy that also submitted Mark Hunt. He was getting beat up by
Damn.
Mark Hunt. He ended up taking his back and squeezing him and just fucking made him tap.
What's up with these Russians and their grips, man?
Yeah, dude. So we know, like, if it goes to the ground, Overeem better get up real quick. This was gonna try to, get a submission with his main things are chokes, right? And we know Overeem since Pride, right?
Yeah.
Fucking a long time. He's obviously he's off the juice now.
You mean the horse meat?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the horse,
The horse
meat,
meat,
right?
bro. The horse meat.
The horse meat. Overeem's been looking, he goes up and down, right?
Well, I don't think he has the chin anymore,
Yeah.
Like, that's hard to do with your chin gone, Like, Chuck got that in his career.
Yeah.
Same type of thing, The skill probably still there, but the reaction time, I don't think is there no more.
Yeah,
either.
the reaction. The good thing though, good thing and bad thing. Bad thing's that heavyweight, everyone has power if they connect.
Well, yeah, they go old. Yeah, look at George Foreman, like 50 years old.
Yeah.
Like Michael Moore,
Yeah.
So.
The good thing is that when you're old, you can still fight a heavyweight because they're slower, right? So we know what their game plan is, right? Overeem, stay standing up, knock this guy out. The other guy get him to the ground and submit him.
Or read by guillotine.
And he hasn't done a guillotine choke in fuck.
But if this guy's gonna try to grab him, that's like sounds like a.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think he should go for it. I think this guy knows Overeem's only submission is a guillotine. I'm sure he's just trying guillotine defenses for grappling to avoid that. Overeem should fucking. Remember when Overeem went for the guillotine choke on Stipe?
Nah, I don't remember that fight.
He had Stipe hurt, dropped him with a straight cross, rocked.
Grabbed
he goes to ground and pound, and then he switches for a guillotine, bro. And this fool gets out. And
What are
he
you
ends up-
doing?
Yeah, he had him rocked, dude. He couldn't have finished him. He could have been heavyweight champion. He goes for a guillotine. I was like, oh my god. And then he ends up getting knocked out. Stipe knocks him out. And then Overeem, when you get knocked out, you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Overeem was all like, no, I thought he tapped to the guillotine. And then Joe Rogan's all like, are you sure? And they show the video of the guillotine. He's all like, I don't see a tap there. And he's all like, oh well. Like,
Whatever, bro.
yeah, he thought he had him in a guillotine. But I'm going for Overeem usually does well with with guys that don't have like knockout power. And this guy's mostly a grappler. He has 2 losses in a row though. Last one was to Curtis Blades, which he's a top 5 heavyweight.
Yeah.
Francis fucking. He's like the new version of Overeem, right? With,
Jesus.
right? The new
That's
version.
scary power, bro.
Yeah,
Just got
which
scary power.
better hands. And it was weird. Overeem to me, he always he was like a K1 star and stuff, but his striking was always like one or two shots, never like a combination.
He wasn't like a slick fighter.
No, he wasn't.
No, this is a slick fighter.
Like-
He
like
just
to-
had power, overwhelm you. Yeah.
Overwhelm you or get you in
He's
the
like a
clinch and the
bully,
knees. Yeah, like once you would bully him, he'll usually crumble.
Yeah.
And what was crazy about Overeem, we never seen him like come back from let's say he's losing, he's never came back and won. Like, you think it's just some fighters just
Well, I think once you do it once or twice, you just it's over. I'm not,
yeah,
I'll
like
say
like
this one.
you'll see like a Frankie Edgar would never do that. He's always gonna come to fight, right? Overeem, it seems like once he would get hurt, it's like he never comes back and ends up winning.
I think at a point, like, he's just doing it for a paycheck,
That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah.
He's all like, "Fuck, I'm hurt already. Fuck it, I'm out."
Like, well, you're old, so it's like, you're not gonna take the damage as much as a young kid,
Like fucking
Liddell and him, that was a war.
Yeah, or like Justin Gaethje, that guy will. He's not gonna stop. You're gonna have to knock him out or put him to sleep.
Yeah, you can't have too many fights like that, though,
Yeah.
That shit goes away after a
I mean,
while.
Overeem's been knocked out probably
lot, bro.
most than any other heavyweight in the UFC, bro.
How old is he?
He's like 37 probably.
Oh, man.
37,
He's my age,
38.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are
He-
you?
38.
38? Yeah, he's probably like 38.
I'm Asian yet. Add 10 years.
No, you look younger, bro. I thought you were younger than 38.
You look at an Asian. If you look 12, they're probably like 22.
Then that's tough if you're dating an Asian girl, right? A young Asian girl. You're like, fuck, how old is she, man? You have to ask for an
Well, it
ID.
doesn't work out too often.
You have to ask
Yeah,
for
a little bit older.
we got, I'm sure you got Overeem on that one. I got Overeem on that one too.
I don't know who the other guy is. So.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Like I said, he's a guy that's not gonna give up though. You have to finish him, or just
Well, you
keep
get
your
hit by like an
distance.
Overeem knee, I'm pretty sure you can go down.
Yeah. Hopefully, I want Overeem to win. I've been an Overeem fan since Pride.
His knee's the thing,
Yeah.
That knee will stop guys.
I'm surprised Curtis Blades was able to. You remember that Curtis Blades fight? He hit Curtis Blades with a knee. I'm surprised he stood up.
Yeah.
He was rocked, and then Curtis Blades ended up taking him down and just ground and pounding him. But that's it for the fight talk. Let's get back to the UFC gym, Raul. Maybe for people that want to try out, a gym, they might think like, oh, why would I go to to the UFC gym instead of whatever, fucking LA Fitness over here? Like, what would you say that, it's a difference, or give them the opportunity to come check out your gym, for a free trial? I think you guys have like a free day, right, to come in,
Right,
to
absolutely.
check out the gym.
Yeah. I mean, you can give a whole week if you want to come down and check us out. But really, I think the whole thing with UFC gyms versus other gyms are really, it's just, well, at least our gym is a family aspect, bro. Is that we really run it like a big family. There's a lot more one-on-one with the coaches, a lot more one-on-one with the staff, and the fact that you have coaches versus trainers, you know what I mean? You could go into the gym, get a great workout in, not really have to think about what you're going to go in there for, just go in there ready to get your ass kicked, and we're going to do the ass kicking for you, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Take care of that, yeah.
I took a free class. I went on Saturday.
How'd you like it?
It was good. I went with my girl. So we went. She she doesn't like train at all or nothing, right?
Right.
We were gonna,
So that was a surprise for her for sure, huh?
So we were gonna go because I was thinking we're gonna go do like where is it at, in Commerce? The stairs, like where people go work out, like those big
Right, yeah.
Where is that? At Torrance or?
In Torrance, isn't it?
I think it's Torrance, but those stairs. So I was like, do cardio there, leg workout, or we could go to the to the gym.
Yeah.
So then she told me like, where are we gonna go? And I'm like, oh, the gym. She's like, all right, time to get out of my comfort zone. Because she's all like, she doesn't know, when you're trying something new, you're gonna feel awkward, right?
For sure, yeah.
So we went, and then I forgot the name of the coach.
Coach John Santos.
Yeah,
You did a 2 p.m.
Yeah,
you
the
did a
2 p.m.
kickboxing class.
Yeah. So we went there. I took off my shoes from the beginning, right? Because I thought, we're gonna kick the bags, not shoes. And then, all right, you first warm up, right? You run, you do these other things. Then I'm noticing everyone has their shoes on. I'm like, fuck, I should have probably kept my shoes on, because you're just running, And
Well, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like the more experienced, like kickboxers or Muay Thai fighters, they normally just always keep the shoes off. You know what I mean? So if you're used to that, then you could do that.
Yeah.
But more of, the newer people, we have a lot of women in the gym, like probably 51% women.
Damn, really?
Yeah, we have a lot of women at the gym.
Damn.
So it's pretty cool. So they don't want to mess up their feet, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
you can't be dating a girl with busted up feet, right?
Exactly.
Hey, what happened to your toes? Are they broken?
I went kickboxing. Keep those away from me.
Yeah.
Talents.
That makes sense for girls. Yeah.
So those workouts they're pretty intense. I'm sure you figured that out that day. It's like the idea, the structure, the way we run it. It's about a 10-minute warm up.
Yeah, it was good. The warm up, it was good. We're running, and then we did the bear crawls. Then after the bear crawls, we did the push ups. When you do a push up, then you kind of like walk on all fours.
Right.
You're doing the push ups. That one I was like, fuck, you gotta go through all the bags. I was like, fuck, had to take a break. All right, then go again. Because I haven't done those workouts in a long time.
Right.
You know, when you go to a gym and you train regularly, you're like, all right, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I haven't been used to it in a long time, so I was fucking dying. My girl was all pouring sweat. And when we first got there, she's like, oh, I hope I sweat. I'm like, oh, you're going to sweat too. Yeah, she's like, I hope I sweat. I'm like, oh, you are. Watch.
I always tell new people that try it out. There are 3 things are gonna happen today. Number 1, when you leave the class, you're gonna look like you jumped into a pool. That's number 1. Number 2, you're gonna learn something new workout, new techniques, whatever the case.
Fun.
Right. And then lastly, when you wake up in the morning, you're not gonna be able to wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? So
like, I don't know from what workout it was, but my traps were sore. I was like, on Sunday, I'm like, why the hell are my traps so sore? And I'm like, well, I did work out Saturday, but I was trying to, like, I'm like, what workout made my traps sore? I'm like, was it the, I think it was, we were doing planks, so maybe, planks, my shoulders were burning at that time. Then those push-ups, doing that, then the bear crawls, I think all of that combination, hitting the bag, like, I'm like, having fun, because I haven't worked out regularly, like, kickboxing or Muay Thai in a while, so my traps are real sore. I was like, damn, they're like sore, like I'm barely recovering like today, like from my traps. They're still sore by tomorrow.
keeping your hands up,
yeah,
in the bag, and a mixture of like plyometrics and isometrics, calisthenic exercises.
Yeah, I think that's what did it. But yeah, so after the warm, she was all pouring already. I'm like, oh, there you go, you're already sweating already.
It's first 10 minutes.
But it's not just for a bunch of fighters. Most of the people that go there are just there to work out.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's to work out, and it's a good workout. Instead of the basics of like, oh, I'm gonna get on a treadmill and just run.
90% of the members go in there to get to a fitness goal.
Yeah.
Well, learning the basics of boxing and kickboxing to do something fun. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to a traditional gym, which I don't knock them, they're great gyms, but this is just something fun. And then the other 10% go in there to actually compete and train. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and it was good. And then the trainer, it was good. He was, teaching the right technique on, when you're kicking, he's like, make sure you pivot,
Right.
Because, there's some gyms that I've gone to. Actually, not like just workout gyms, like they're mostly like fight gyms. And then sometimes, like, I see them teaching. And, they'll tell you to pivot, but then, like, the students aren't pivoting and they don't tell them anything. I'm like, dude, tell them to pivot. Like, they're going to fall on their knees.
Holding them accountable.
Yeah. It's because I think some other gyms, they're just there just to get a paycheck.
Right.
They're just there like, hey, I'm here, I'm teaching the class. If you don't pivot, they don't pivot. That's not my problem. That's probably how other gyms see it. Yeah, but you should, you see them, they correct them, right?
Well,
no, absolutely. Yeah.
The students are a reflection of you, so they suck, you suck too.
Yeah, and then plus you don't want them going and kicking the bag somewhere else, and where did you learn that? Oh, at the this gym, and
you know what I mean? Like, that takes some pride in your work. If you feel if that work isn't for you, you should do something else.
Yeah.
Like whatever you do.
Yeah, that's true, man. And so he was teaching us. Like the combinations, right? Different combinations to do. And it was cool. We did a couple rounds, back and forth, right? First, everyone's on a single bag. Then after that, you get a partner, and then you go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds the other guy on.
Right.
And back and forth you go. And then at the end, they had us do like core workouts.
Cool down workout. Yeah, so the idea, the structure of the class is like a 10-minute warm-up, 40 minutes of training, and then a 10-minute cool-down. But you're never going to do the same class twice. That's very important, obviously. You know what I mean? Because we don't want the classes to get boring. And then,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's always super
Your
important.
body's always doing the same thing. It's used to it. So when
Yeah.
you switch up to like cardio or the conditioning, you add weights to it, changes up the workout, and your body has to keep constantly adjusting to what you're doing.
So the important thing is always switch up the frequency of your workouts, the intensity, the type of workouts you're doing, and the amount of time you put into the workout or whatever specific training that you're trying to do. So as long as we're constantly switching that up, and then the thing is that you're always going to see results, and we always send our coaches out to get further education. So it's not like they go, they get their NASM certification, and then they have their 10 years plus in background in mixed martial arts or whatever discipline they're learning. But we send them out to different seminars or training like the CSA coaches training that we send Coach Vance to, and or kettlebell certifications or like this new movement flow called Animal Flow. We sent one of our coaches out.
Animal flow?
It's called the Animal Flow. It's movement training. It's like a mixture of like, kind of looks like capoeira mixed with yoga. It's mobility
Kind
training.
of like, what's the name? The guy Connor was using? The guy with the ponytail? Ito Perdao, something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like,
Yeah.
it's more like you're just,
Movement.
movement.
Exactly. So it's different things like that, because you always want to be on the cutting edge of it. And you know, our gym being one of the only signature locations where you go out to the gym and all the coaches have, you know, their background in mixed martial arts and have their certifications. So it's very unique like that. You know, a lot of other locations, you know, would just have maybe a coach that's done fitness and you know, fitness training, and then they go learn some boxing for like, you know, 6 months, a year, and then they go into training, which is great for the average person that just wants to go
work out.
Exactly, but
Like
we take
tempo. Like, remember those videos?
yeah, I
What
remember
were they?
that.
The
Thai boxing,
Thai boxing.
or no, it's
What was his name? Taibo.
Taibo. There you go.
Yeah, like if it's just for, you know, just working out, whatever. Yeah, it's okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't say you're legitimate.
Yeah, you can't say like, oh, like, yeah, I'm gonna train you to fight. Yeah, you can't say that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that we're one of the very few UFC gyms in Southern California that actually have a legitimized fight team that competes. You know, like the next 3 weeks coming up, we have fights back to back every single weekend.
Oh, so this week coming up already?
This weekend.
What day?
Sacramento this weekend on Saturday.
On Saturday. Who's fighting?
I got 3 like beginner levels.
What is it? The
It's
sport?
like kickboxing, Muay Thai up in Sacramento.
Kickboxing?
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Oh.
It's like point Muay Thai. It's like right before you take them to like a real Muay Thai fight. It's like against smoker.
Okay, so it's gonna be a smoker's fight.
Smoker, but I have this girl that's been training there for a little bit, and she's been doing like personal training, and she's actually gonna leave. So I was like, oh, I gotta find her a fight. The only one I found was in Sacramento, so you know, we're in the business of making their like dreams happen, you know. So I'm gonna give it every opportunity to try to compete.
So in Muay Thai, like I know you said like when you said point fighting, I'm used to point fighting like karate, you know.
No,
like
it's just like a lower level where
you have like pad, like you have headgear,
and 16 the regular 16 ounce gloves instead of the 10 ounce
not the 12s
gloves.
that I have.
Yeah, not the 10 ounce gloves that they use in like say IKF sanctioned Muay Thai fight in California.
They use 10 ounce.
10 ounce gloves. So there has to be a bridge in between the beginner and 10 ounce gloves, and that's like the bridge for the state.
So it's a smoker's
smoker level.
So smoker, they wear headgear. Do they wear like the body gear or not?
The body gear is for the Olympic style that's coming through. Because they're trying to put Muay Thai in the Olympics.
That would be great.
So they're doing a Muay Thai style with the Olympic gear now. So there's.
So yours, the smokers doesn't have the body.
No, that's like a regular fight where the Olympic style is the one with the gear. And they're doing a lot more tournaments like that, and we want to get into that, but we're just waiting for the gear to come. The gear's coming from
Come on, Raul.
The gear's coming from Thailand. It's stuck in.
It's stuck in customs.
It's stuck in customs.
You know how shipping from out of the country is.
Yeah, because I remember I saw, you know, I would see like smokers fights online. And then one of the guys that I mentioned earlier, I saw his video, and he was wearing the body armor. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he wearing that? I'm like, I never seen that before, but that's a new thing.
Multiple fights in one day, so you can't get hurt.
Oh, so multiple fights in one day. A tournament.
Oh, like Olympic style tournaments can be multiple fights in one day, 1 week.
That's why.
So we're trying to prevent, you
I
have
get
to
it now.
preserve the body, you know.
So like the smokers fight is just one fight. That's why you don't wear the body.
Well, there's one fight, and if they get if another camp wants to fight again, they'll do it
At the same day.
Yeah, if they're like, say, if they have another fighter that just fought and we fought and they want to fight, then we do that too. So I had a kid fight, a girl fight twice in one of those, and she beat 2 girls. One 10 pounds heavier and one 20 pounds heavier.
Damn.
Yeah, so she's real good. She's doing really good right now. She's like 4-2.
20 pounds over, they're like, fuck it.
I believe in my girls.
Damn,
I put a lot of work into my students, so I know like what they're capable of. You know,
right?
I would put it.
Yeah, so you'll know, like, all right, you could do the second fight right now.
I see that girl. Okay, I think you can deal with her. You know.
Damn.
Like first train, you gotta see the way they warm up. You can really tell how experienced they are.
Okay.
You know?
And then the smokers, the smokers rules. Is there no knees to the body.
No, just knees, just clinch.
Just no knees to the head.
Let's say if they get one student that's really strong and one that's weak, they'll start to slow down the stronger fighter. Hey, you gotta ease up a little bit because this guy's not experienced. If they both hit each other hard back and forth, they'll let it go.
So if they're, let's say they're both equally as experienced, same equal, but one guy just hits harder, are they gonna tell him don't hit as hard?
They'll tell them to slow down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because it's for literally like the novice. Not the full-time fighter, the person that trains like 3-4 days a week, wants to get into it, you know what I mean? It's made for to try to prevent safety for beginners, to give them a little more experience before they jump into small gloves. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know they would tell them like you gotta slow down.
Slow
like,
down a little
yeah?
bit, yeah.
And then what if then let's say the other guy's playing possum, right? And then this guy just throws a haymaker and knocks him out.
It's a no knockout fight, you know. So they don't allow with the point no knockout. So it's more trying to develop skill for the students.
Oh, so so if let's say you throw a haymaker and knock him out,
that's
they're
the
gonna
idea,
disqualify you?
No, if you both throw hard, you're okay. You know what I'm saying? If they're both going hard, it's okay. But if one guy you clearly sees over his head, then they'll slow it down or they'll stop it. You know.
But if one guy just throws like a haymaker out of nowhere,
usually they go at the same level.
Okay.
You know, you'll see because they'll look at the experience and match them up accordingly. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there, so knees to the body, but no knees to the head, obviously, right?
No knees,
no elbows.
Yeah,
so just it's basically kickboxing with knees.
Yeah.
That's
modified Muay Thai rules.
Yeah, modified Muay Thai. Oh, basically K1 rules.
No, it's still clinch though.
Oh,
K1
still clinch.
rules is different. That's kickboxing.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, because they would allow only like one knee in the clinch and then
Well, they'll allow no grabbing. They'll still allow the knee, but no grabbing for longer than like a quick grab. You know.
Oh, okay. And so that's this weekend.
This weekend, and then I got Songkran the following weekend, the Thai Town on Hollywood, and I think it's
when's that?
28th on a Sunday. It's Hollywood and
What time?
It's a free fight.
11 o'clock. It's the Thai
11 a.m.?
The Thai New Year. So
11 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
They shut down
Yeah.
Hollywood Boulevard, and then they have fights on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh,
It's
hell
fun.
yeah.
And it's a water festival, so bring your super soakers, water blues, and a water blue fight. So if you go there, expect to get wet. So
Oh shit!
No,
So don't go there like what the fuck's
that's
going
why
on?
everybody's in Thailand right now because it's New Year's over there and they're having a water festival. So you go around and shoot people up with water, like.
So just so everyone knows too, if you go April 28th,
And prepare to get wet.
yeah, everyone's just throwing
There's a
water.
beer garden. I remember there's a beer garden, great street food. So come out, support. The
Oh, dude,
actual
that's
event.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Not
for
just
sure
our
I'll be
gym,
there.
but, like, yeah,
So that's gonna be April 28th
April 28th.
at 11 a.m.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
we have
hell yeah.
our
That's
boxer
gonna be fucking
May
badass.
6th, I think it is. So it's gonna be a busy few weeks.
So this week coming up is the Smokers fight Sacramento. Then the following week is Muay Thai
Songkran.
here, and then what else?
I have the amateur boxer May 6th, and I got Evan having his last amateur fight May 18th or 19th or something like that.
May 6th is it's a boxing fight.
Yeah, boxing fight Raul Solomon.
Is that the guy you were talking about?
Yes.
Could you talk about that or not?
Yeah, I'm still working. I just haven't worked with the kid yet. Like this will be our first fight together, so I just
Oh, really?
I will kind of see what he has. And we have to get on the same page. This is my first guy that I'm gonna train that like it's not built from scratch. Everybody I've built with is literally from.
Yeah, and it's different because you got to see
Yeah,
how.
all like the language and the verbiage and how you corner has to match up, and I don't have that relationship yet. So we're still building a relationship right now.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens with that.
Is that the guy you were talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Could you talk about that or not?
I'd rather not right now.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're still with the transition
Yeah,
phase. So
okay.
like once we do, that's cool.
Okay, so but that guy's he's been training at your gym for a bit now.
Just started.
Yeah, he just started probably within the past couple weeks.
Couple weeks. So
Yeah.
he's been at your gym training with you for a couple weeks.
Yeah, so he's been coming in, he's been training, and then officially, this
weekend.
fight camp that he's starting for his May 6th fight.
Yeah, it's amateur fight.
Yeah, it just started
Has
literally this past
120
weekend.
amateur fights, and he's like ranked number 9 at middleweight, I think.
Oh,
USA
damn.
boxing, so he's legit. Like
Oh,
he's legit.
shit.
And then there's offers on the table to go pro, but I think
Let me just save his name so I remember so I could look up videos on him as well. What was his name again?
Raul Solomon.
Yeah, Raul
Salomon.
Yes.
Salomon.
Salomon.
Yeah,
Salomon.
Yeah.
Okay, Raul Salomon.
Yeah, young, strong kid, a lot of power, classic Mexican style fighter.
Classic Mexican fighter. Yeah, you could tell how like when guys are like their fighting styles. Like I guess the only one that is a little bit different is Canelo, right? He's more of like a little bit of a counter
Well, he still
striker.
stay in your face, body
Yeah.
shit out of you.
Yeah, but he's more a little bit more elusive, right?
Yeah. But you gotta
Which is
be
great.
to have longevity. You know?
Yeah, and now the sports evolve. You have to have that style
To fight longer.
To fight longer.
Because it takes you like 40, 50 fights to get big paydays. So you
That's
take too
crazy,
much damage
huh?
early, like it's not a good idea, probably.
Yeah, and the good thing in boxing that you see that you don't see in MMA, I don't know if it's true in Muay Thai, that in boxing they actually really look out for the fighter and like let's build them up before we give them a tough fight. Like in MMA, you see a guy jump in the UFC.
Well, the thing is about that is you're not looking at their amateur record. So let's say a guy like that's an Olympic caliber wrestler, he had like 2,000 matches, whatever about
Right.
You didn't count that experience.
Yeah,
Because that counts. How many boxers they go like say Lomachenko had like 200-300 boxing fights already. 200 boxing fights before he turned
a
pro.
bunch of amateurs, right?
Yeah, but he has like 7-10 fights and he's like the best in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the record doesn't really tell you how good they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but what I mean is in boxing, like they look out for them, like they'll give them someone that to build them. Like, oh, like I'm gonna give you this guy, like he's gonna give you some problems here, but I know you could beat him.
The first 10 to 15 opponents are handpicked.
Right.
To get a nice record. Because everyone was that.
Undefeated.
Yeah. Hasn't been beaten.
Which in MMA you don't see. Fucking in MMA sometimes you just, you get a fucking tough fight and that's the tough thing
thrown
about
into the sharks.
The talent pool is less MMA fighters than boxers. You know what I mean? You got boxing's been around hundreds of years, where MMA is the last 20 years. So you have a bigger foundation of people that do boxing than they do MMA. So you have more talent that goes to that sport.
Right. But in MMA I think they could pick fighters too, but sometimes they don't, right? They just throw them into, right? If they go into the
depends on the camp.
If they go into the UFC, you're kind of screwed, like because you gotta fight top guys already in the
Yeah,
UFC.
it depends on the camp too. So some camps have been around longer than others, so they're gonna give that guy more like, hey, hey, I've worked with you for a long time now. But okay, I got this guy. He's really good. Let's build him up. Whereas, say if you just start training fighters and you don't know anybody, then you gotta fight whoever, right? You know what I mean? There's difference.
How is it in Muay Thai? Is it the way like that boxing route or like MMA route or in between?
Well, like boxing, like in American Muay Thai, like they'll get 20, 30 fights and turn pro because then you run out of competition.
20, 30 fights, then you go pro? Or
Because there's not that many guys that fight Muay Thai, right? Because we don't make money even on the pro level. So how many guys really chase that? You see a lot of kickboxers going over to MMA. You know what I mean? So at like 20, 30 fights, you're going to have a hard time matching your kid up with any other amateurs. Because most amateurs don't have that many fights in Muay Thai.
So you think in Muay Thai that you have to fight the best?
You have to force them to turn pro earlier. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So to get experience, so
right.
It needs to be shelved, and it's a young man's sport. Most people you don't have time to sit there and wait for stuff to happen.
So once they go pro, but in Muay Thai, is it more like boxing where you start building them up slowly?
Pick the right opponent for him.
And then once he's better, all right, now we're gonna give you the tougher guys. Okay,
sure.
that's good.
Any pro, you should be doing that.
Right, but in MMA sometimes you don't see that. They're like, I guess they're bad management too, right?
Yeah, experience with the coaches too. How long have they been doing it? You know what I mean? For me, I'm sat behind a great coach for a long time and helped them coach train other fighters, world class fighters. So I have a lot of experience, seeing how it works and seeing the behind the scenes of how to build a fighter up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see, you have to have a little bit of personality. You have a little bit of something special to actually make it to the top.
Okay.
You have to have that it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just be a good fighter. You have to have that it too.
Yeah, and you also got to see if they're guys that are gonna go out on their shield or they're probably not.
Well, you find out in practice though.
Yeah.
Before you even get into a fight, I'm gonna let them they're gonna swim in the deep end at the gym first. So we got little quarter drills where an eighth quarter of the ring is cut off with fighters.
Okay.
We switch out a new fighter every round, every for like, depending on how many rounds you're going in your fight, when you double the rounds that you're going in your fight. So you got to be with a new training partner every round.
Right.
You're fresh, you're too tired. So after like the 4th, 5th round, you get a fresh guy in, you're dying.
Fuck.
So you got to feel that sense of panic inside this gym, in my gym. At least for me, that's how we train at, how my coach trained.
Right.
I just do the same thing, to see if that person's going to fold on you or not.
Mm-hmm.
If they fold in practice, they're not going to fight. They're not ready.
Right.
If they do good in practice. Because usually the guys that they're sparring are better than them if having their first fight.
Yeah.
Or not,
Yeah, you want them to have harder time in the gym so it can be easier during the fight.
Yeah, so we put that through, and sometimes, like the public don't see the hard part of that. And then we actually see it, they're like, like when they really go at it,
Right.
And then like, okay,
And-
it's a lot,
And when you get like, different fighters have different styles, right? You might get one that's primarily like Mexican style, right? Push forward. Might get one that's more like Izzy, technical. You work around obviously their skill set, right?
The mental set too. So some guys will understand stuff quick and some guys don't. In a classroom, there's a curve scale for a reason. Not everybody learns at the same rate. So when they ask you like, oh, how long will you think until I fight? I don't know. How hard do you work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically. But yeah, it's just, every fighter is different. Like I'm a small guy, and one of my best dudes, he's 6'4", lefty. I'm a 5'4" righty. So there's no way I'm gonna teach my style.
Right.
So as a coach, you got to be able to work with what you have.
Right.
Be fluid with it. You're not gonna get stuck into a certain way because everybody's different. I train a lot of girls too, and then you coach girls way different than you coach guys. You know what I mean? The girls actually listen.
Yeah.
Just kind of like
They don't have an ego.
no,
Like some other guy. Oh,
hey,
okay.
this is what you gotta do. All right, this is what you gotta go. The guys like, hey, motherfucker, let's go.
Right.
They don't they're not as quick to.
That's funny. All right, and another thing is like when you talk about when people when they're sparring, you see how they react. How many times a week do you have guys spar? Once a week, twice?
3 times a week, 2 times light. Saturdays are always hard because those are the days you fight.
Okay.
So my schedule's around like what a real fight camp will look like. So Fridays usually is grading day, so you don't do anything. That's your rest day. Saturday starts your day of hard sparring.
That's good.
We run Sundays, and Monday through Thursday we're in the gym. But
That's good. That's good that you mentioned like they spar 3 times. 2 of them are light, and then one of them's hard.
One of them's hard.
Yeah,
once a week.
because like we were saying earlier, some gyms fucking do
Every
all hard,
day hard, yeah.
all the time hard. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're not.
Well, drilling light and quick.
That's
and
good,
accuracy is more important because that gets them used to not only throwing punches but seeing punches and reacting to punches and reacting, getting contact. If they're always getting hit hard, they're gonna flinch.
Yeah.
When you start them off light, get them just to have some hand-eye coordination first. Okay, I can see it. I can block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now I'll speed it up. Okay, now I'll hit you harder. So you start at a slow rhythm. You build that rhythm up where they're blocking fast, light punches. All right, now you can spar and go a little harder, and you know what I mean?
Right.
You got to be able to tell your students can actually see punches coming. Not to throw punches. Anybody can teach you how to shoot a basketball. You know what I mean? But actually, if there's a person in front of you now, how can you shoot the ball?
Yeah.
It's 2 different things.
Yeah, how you react to someone that's gonna block you. You're gonna shoot different if you're not used to it.
You set it up different. You're gonna focus more on your technique. You know what I mean?
Right.
But doing drills, that gets them to used to that.
Right. Yeah.
Different scenarios. Okay, if he does this, you can do this. Okay, once you got that now, okay, let's go. If he does this, then you can do this now. So you got different ways to approach it.
Right.
Depending on how the fight goes. I don't make them in a set combinations. I'm like, look, you got to read what's happening and react to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So once they get to understand that, then I'll let them fight. Once they learn how to read a little bit of defense.
And how do you get, let's say someone comes to your guys' gym and they're like, I want to train to potentially fight, just not at a high level, just to, amateur. How long does it usually take? Obviously, it depends too, right? How good they are, right?
Well,
if they're
obviously
natural.
it depends on if they're an athlete. That's one thing. If you got off the couch or the computer, or you're an athlete, right? 2 different things. Because one knows coordination, one knows work ethic. Another one you have to teach work ethic. If you're ready to get an athlete, okay, how much experience do you have? Have you done it before? It depends on they already have experience. That's cool. It's a little really fast.
Right.
They already came off the couch and they never done anything
Nothing.
before. I had one guy. It took him 5 years to have his first fight last month.
5 years.
5 years. One
This-
guy had it 9 months. So,
Damn. Yeah, because
you know?
It varies.
Yeah,
some
It
guys
really
are
does vary.
natural, and some guys are natural, even if they never were an athlete, never fought. But you know, if some people just know naturally how to fight, right?
Well,
Maybe
we
where they
came
grew
up
up.
fighting in the streets, and
Right.
like me, we came up fighting in this fighting, so like it was the natural thing, and then we didn't get in trouble for it. If you fought Muay Thai, I was like, cool, I get into a fight, I get in trouble, I'm in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it just depends on the person, you know.
Just depends on the person, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's cool, man. So we're about to finish this. So the gym is located at 4290 East Pacific Coast Highway, Suite A, in Long Beach, California, 90804. Anything else that you want to mention, Raul?
It's pretty much just come down, check us out, you know, and you can't really say nothing until you really check out our gym. We're probably one of the most diverse UFC gyms in Southern California, with amazing coaches and amazing staff. So that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Anything to say?
No. Thanks for having us on here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for coming on the podcast, and what we could probably doing later, you know, when you have, you know, some upcoming fights, stuff like that. Yeah, guys, come check them out, and then you're close to the beach too. So after the gym, you could just head to the beach, right?
There you go.
Hang out at the beach. All right, guys. So we'll see you next week, so we could recap the Russia UFC fight card. Peace.